Listen. Do not listen for the silence of space. Listen to the scream of a world that never sleeps. In the darkest corners of the cosmos, survival is not just about finding food or water. It is about temperature. In a world where eyes are useless, being seen is dangerous. But being warm is a death sentence. Welcome to a place where the sun never sets and the night never ends. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. 500 light years from our own blue marble, deep within the Cygnus sector of the Milky Way, lies Kepler-186 system. At its heart burns an M-type red dwarf. It is a star much older, smaller, and cooler than our sun. It does not rage with yellow fire. Instead, it bathes its children in a sullen crimson glow, a silent watcher in the void. Orbiting this red ember is a world of extremes, Veridia-X, a super-Earth, a giant of rock and iron. But this world carries a gravitational curse. It is tidally locked. The star has grasped the planet with an iron grip, forcing one face to stare forever at the heat, while the other is cast into eternal, frozen darkness. The day side is a scorching desert of radiation, a hellscape where rock turns to glass. The night side is a tomb of nitrogen ice, colder than the deepest winter of Antarctica. Life here should be impossible, yet nature craves existence. Between the burning light and the freezing dark, there is a sliver of hope, a thin ring encircling the planet, the Terminator line. Here, the sun sits forever on the horizon, painting the world in a perpetual sunset. It is in this twilight zone that evolution has forged its most resilient masterpiece. Stepping onto the surface, the first thing that strikes you is the weight. The atmosphere here is 40% denser than on Earth. Every breath is heavy. Every movement requires effort. This thick blanket of air is the planet's lifeline, circulating heat from the day side to the night, preventing the atmosphere from collapsing into snow. But this heat exchange comes at a violent cost: wind. Constant, ferocious gales that scour the landscape without mercy. Look at the flora. There are no verdant green forests here. The weak infrared light of the red dwarf renders green chlorophyll useless. To survive, the plants of Veridia-X have evolved to be greedy. They are jet black or deep purple, engineered to absorb every single photon of heat and light that touches them. These are the wind combs. They do not stand tall and proud like the oaks of Earth. To do so would be suicide in these gales. Instead, they grow horizontally, aerodynamically shaped like wings, their leathery leaves locked in a permanent bow toward the horizon. It is a garden of obsidian, shimmering under a peach-colored sky. In this high-gravity wind tunnel, evolution favors the sturdy over the swift. Enter the Aero-Titan, or the Wind Castle. These massive herbivores are the architects of their own peace. Low-slung and heavy, they are covered in a metallic chitin armor that resembles a tortoise shell, but designed with the precision of an aircraft fuselage. Listen closely. Do you hear that whistle? channels carved into their shells capture the wind, turning the gale into a musical note. When a storm intensifies, the pitch changes. It is a choir of weather stations. Upon hearing the warning, they lock their vacuum-sealed legs to the metallic bedrock, becoming immovable fortresses against the elements. Above the Titans, the sky belongs to the engineers of the air. On Earth, birds flap wings, but in this thick soup of an atmosphere, flapping is a waste of energy. Meet the Magna Helix. It has no wings, it has no face. It is essentially a living drill bit. By angling its spiraled body against the wind, it spins rapidly, generating lift through the Magnus effect, the same physics that makes a soccer ball curve in the air. They don't fly, they screw themselves through the sky, harvesting airborne plankton on their sticky surfaces. As they drift too close to the night side, the friction of their rapid spin generates a static charge, crowning them in a halo of violet electricity. A beautiful, buzzing danger. The ground is not safe either. What looks like a harmless patch of black foliage is often the radix cephalopod, the root octopus. Buried deep in the soil, it exposes only its sensory tentacles, mimicking the local flora perfectly. It releases a scent of sweet nectar, waiting for a smaller grazer to make a mistake. Today, the Titan is too strong and the trap fails. But on Veridia-X, patience is abundant. But the true terror of the Twilight Zone does not hide in the ground. It stalks the shadows. The Pyra-Varan, the thermal shadow. In a world lit by infrared, body heat makes you a beacon. Most predators here see heat before they see shape. But the Pyra-Varan is a ghost. It possesses the unique ability to slow its metabolism instantly, dropping its skin temperature to match the freezing wind. To the thermal eyes of its prey, it simply disappears. Blind in the traditional sense, the Pyra-Varan hunts using 3 vertical thermal slits on its snout. It sees the burning heart of the young Titan. The herd's whistling warning comes too late.
The strike is surgical, the outcome inevitable. Energy is transferred from one life form to another, continuing the cycle in this dim red purgatory. And where death occurs, the cleaners arrive. But on Veridia-X, even scavenging is an alien concept. These are the resonance tube scavengers. They have no jaws, they have no acid, they have sound. By forcing wind through the organic pipes on their backs, they generate focused infrasound. This sonic vibration shatters the molecular bonds of bone and armor, liquefying the carcass into a nutrient-rich soup, which they then slurp up. The sound of their feeding is a low, mournful dirge that echoes across the canyons. A song of digestion. A song of life continued.
Kepler-186f, Veridia-X. A world of red skies, black plants, and living wind. To us, it may seem like a hellscape, but for the Aero-Titan, the Magna Helix, and the silent Pyra-Varan, this is paradise. This is home. It is a reminder that life does not require a blue sky or a yellow sun. It requires only opportunity. Across the infinite canvas of the Milky Way, on a billion different worlds, the play of life goes on. Different actors, different stages, but the same enduring story. We are not alone. We are simply different.